Hi and welcome back to myself playing Disco Elysium. You've got me at the moment talking to the cryptozoologist who's hunting the reed like stick insect, and I'm accidentally playing this game on a slightly harder option because I've accidentally lost the ability to save. It turns out, and if I die at any point, I will lose about 2 days worth of in-game time. So I will have a lot to redo, and the further I get into this, the more I'm risking losing. So let's continue and try not to die.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
Just wake up. Okay. A hole inside the traps. Got quite a few of these done now. That's a medium, but we can't do it. He's not around anymore. Well, that's just the level I last looked at it. That's what's changed to. But let's speak to the crypto. Is it crypto fascist?
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer. Yellow man. I mean, officer.
He turns to Kim.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing first.
Who doesn't like good probing?
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates? I've been trained to identify the slightest hint of degeneration by being the preeminent authority on it.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way.
His gaze shifts nervously to the pile of soggy logs at his feet. Do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
He nods in sincere approval.
So you do know something about it?
No, no. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
He shakes his head empathetically, then corrects his tie.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange. He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
Is this your mug? Or of the yellow man mug?
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Just admit it, man. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer. You're not going to find me, are you?
No, Gary, I just want information.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did you get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
He says, bowing shamefully like a fallen knight.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionics, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows and looks up.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of the murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the wedding rags, into that trash container?
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like that.
He raises both hands. Do.
I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
The lieutenant remarks drolly.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clicks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
It's the armor. We know it's the armor. You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
What's that strange sound?
What sound?
That clinking I just heard when you moved.
Really?
He fans his arms around slowly this time. His motions are soundless.
There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though. Insects, trash. Could be the wind shifting some garbage nearby.
Every day, the wind shifts the reeds and whatever was left in them. Tambourines and condom wrappers, plastic and glass bottles. The smell of decay.
Let's move on for now.
I hope I could help your investigation, in my small way.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
You were surprised to see my colleague, Lieutenant Kinsuragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sale. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one?
Yes.
Well, this is that racist.
He gestures towards Gary as though he was presenting a work of art. Yes, lucky racists.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just stating a fact.
Do you have a problem with Sealites?
No, no problem at all.
So, Gary, you live nearby, in an apartment in Martinez. Point in its direction.
Sure do, officer.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
Have you found your door open lately?
In my home. Yes. When I was going to... How did you know?
Mr. Errant Clare was necessary to unlock your apartment.
Mr. Clare unlocked my apartment?
No, I did per his request.
So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him.
He realizes what's going on and changes his tone.
What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
The man looks around, whispering. He makes sure no one hears you talk.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Which one to go with? Yeah, I don't know what it was, but he doesn't like you.
I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night about some theories. Stupid. Shouldn't have run my mouth loud like that. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
The lieutenant remarks with a smirk.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
Okay, well, let's see if we can get this armor off him. Cross your fingers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath.
He's massive, muscular.
No, he's scrawny. Try again.
Something worn underneath.
Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example. One that makes a clicking sound when the plates meet each other, resembling pearls or marbles, stolen from the corpse in the yard near where he lives.
I see you're a connoisseur of high-quality combat gear.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you at once.
He unbuttons the shirt.
I was ashamed of what I did. And I didn't want you to know.
You see the gleaming white ceramic shine underneath. The thin layer of interlocking plates covers his gaunt torso.
We're not detecting falsehoods, sir. He's gearing up to admit the truth.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Give me that armor now.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his sweat. But so light to hold, like a bag of cotton.
Why did you really put those clothes in the trash?
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling.
He looks at his feet.
So I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left, so I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
His lips start quivering.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
The lieutenant jots something down in his notebook.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
He shakes his head.
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Why did you lie to me, Gary?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you.
He says, staring at nothing in particular.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later.
Do you know who killed the hanged man?
I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore.
This is all he knows.
We are done here, Gary.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word.
He looks around, relieved of some burden, his mouth still quivering. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Well, say hello to... the shirt. This is what I want. Was a lot. 3 hours. No, 3 hours 25. Eight hours, but I think Kingdom of Conscious. We'll take that one. Okay. Let's see what else we can find. Nothing else up here. It's midday. There's the trap.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds. shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Damn, I was hoping it'd be in the first one.
No, you weren't.
He looks at the seed and you, lying, trapped back down to the ground. Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Leave. I don't think there's anything else here.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs.
The lieutenant examines the wall closely.
Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Say nothing, just nod.
The lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along.
Nod even more.
The lieutenant is nodding so hard it looks like his head is about to snap off his neck.
Don't stop
The
nodding.
lieutenant matches your nodding pace. He's a true professional at this. The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain.
Keep nodding. God damn it, stay the course.
A small bead of sweat runs down the side of the lieutenant's face as he maintains his nodding.
Just one more nod.
As the lieutenant takes out her handkerchief and softly taps the sweat off his temple, a faint crack echoes through the coast. Almost snapped your neck, but I fucking got this. No pain. No pain. Phew. Got off lucky there. That could have resulted in a world of hurt.
All right. It's a good moment to stop. My neck was starting to hurt. If there's nothing more, we should get going.
Wow, we got a lot of pluses on this. Visual calculus, heroic. Why this many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. The sun blazes high up in the sky, baking the planks, the sand, your skin. The order was carried out in the afternoon. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes. ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them.
Who were they?
Comrades, the forsaken, the wretched, who tried to rise against the horrors of the world.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets have been seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
The lieutenant nods.
Or maybe
You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye, Lee.
a cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Well, we're going to end that recording there. That was some interesting stuff. As usual, if you've watched it, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys again later. Bye.